some cartoons and vodka and do them all night long. Are you ready for some fun? Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Oh.
Welcome to Mangaween. Let's start today with a lovely little campfire tale. At midnight, a girl dressed in gothic Lolita style will appear and ask you a question. You must not say anything in response to this question, for she will twist whatever your answer is into you needing a little sister. She will visit you at your home and force her way in. She will be convinced that you are her older brother, saying things like, "I found you, big brother." Her obsession will grow no matter how forcefully you push her away until finally she grants you a twisted death.
Boy, it sure is good that that's just an urban legend and definitely not real. Anyway, let's talk about Ibitsu.
Oh no, see what I did there? It was a setup. This craziness is actually happening to this poor fellow. Aw, now I feel bad. Well, this fellow is in a world of hurt because the rain-soaked princess has become obsessed with him, but uh-oh, he already has a loving little sister. Nope, that cannot stand. So she gets killed off in an extended and really brutal sequence with a hammer that also kills off her best friend. It's long and torturous, with lots of prep locking of doors by Lolita Gal. And then the next volume is mostly Big Bro and his dumb friends investigating an abandoned asylum for clues about the Lolita. Which goes terribly. The brother's friends get killed, and while he does get some clues, they really aren't much help when Lolita kidnaps him, breaks his legs, and forces him to pretend to be her brother in his old house. Which eventually breaks down, so she kills him.
Oh, spoilers, I guess, but I can't really pretend I was feeling this one. At least not as a spooky story. I just don't think little sisters are very scary. Yeah, see, that wasn't very scary at all. She's just so little. Okay, that's a little spooky.
But even though I wasn't really feeling this one on a spooky level, I still had an okay time with it, especially thinking about it afterwards and trying to classify just what kind of story it is. It starts with the classic, "Oi, did you hear the latest rumor?" And the girl basically cursing him for an entirely harmless interaction is classic Japanese folklore. But it didn't feel like a traditional Japanese ghost story.
There's all kinds of different subgenres of horror. Ghost stories, demonic possession, monster movies, gothic, Lovecraftian, all great in their own way. I think I'd describe Ibitsu as a slasher.
Specifically an 80s-style American slasher movie. It starts out like a traditional Japanese urban legend, but once the action gets going, it's mostly young people getting their faces wrecked in really brutal ways that we as an audience have to watch. Watching the sister and her friend get killed was unpleasant because they didn't seem like bad people, but once it's Big Bro's dumb friends getting beat down, it feels so much like a Friday the 13th movie. Adding to that vibe is the vaguely defined, potentially magical abilities of the Lolita. While she definitely seems to have a physical form, she gets the spare key from the landlady, she also displays an uncanny ability to teleport behind her targets. Her kills are brutal in a way that belies her skinny form, but you also watch her closing off escape routes, so she isn't a mindless berserker either. And then there's the moments of real supernatural creep, like when she's cockroach scuttling in the asylum.
And like any good slasher movie, it's got some themes going on. Okay, at least the first couple of movies had themes.
The obvious theme is an indictment of the sexualized little sister trope in anime, and yeah, that's basically what's happening. But it's more nuanced than just, kill her little sister! The Big Bro discovers some optional documents in the asylum level that describe a girl who probably became the Lolita. She came from an abusive family. Her brother specifically would hit her and blame her for not being a good little sister, and she was neurotically terrified of doing anything to displease Big Brother even after being committed. What's also revealed is that she started to self-harm out of fear of her imagined big brother, so her therapist told her that he was her new big brother. Which worked. For a while, but she eventually couldn't handle the positive reinforcement from her brother and went kill crazy again. Now, it's not clear whether the girl discussed in the flavor text is the same girl currently hounding the protag, but yeah, it's obviously supposed to be her, otherwise the documents are pointless.
I interpret this fable as any attempt to fabricate a brother-sister relationship, either in reality or parasocially with a fictional character, is doomed to backfire. Violently. With spikes.
Added to this is how much the bro's actual little sister conforms to all the tropes of a sister waifu. She hangs off his arm, visits his apartment to clean it, and cooks for him without raising more than a good-natured fuss. And man, does her death feel unnecessarily brutal. Like something Eli Roth would arrange. As a person, it feels cruel, but if you take her as a stand-in for the idealized waifu sister, then her torture is right in line with the theme. That's basically all I got out of Ibitsu. It ends in a typical Japanese ghost story way, with the bro murdered and the Lolita seeking her next kill. It wasn't very scary in spite of its decent artwork, and much like with slasher movies, it's certainly fun to read meaning and themes into it, but it doesn't actually add much to it while you're reading it.
It's not a great spooky story, but man, isn't that just how it goes sometimes? As a horror fan, you end up going through so much material, a lot of it crap, on the off chance you'll find those gold nuggets of creativity that just make all that exploring worth it. And I look forward to exploring with you again next year. Till next time, I'm Plutoburns, and this has been Mangaween. Spooky!
So let's get some cartoons and vodka and do them all night long. Are you ready for some fun? Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Drink 'em down.